This time I'll call the Budget Committee to order and ask for a roll call, please.
Five present, 0 absent. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Emergency announcement will now be given.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you've reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
I now ask if there's any input on items on the agenda. Seeing none. Item D, approval of the minutes. I need the approval of the August 8th, 2017 minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion on the August minutes? Seeing none, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Finance. Item E, 1A, Resolution 17-09001. Established a CTE equipment state grant to purchase equipment that mirrors that found in business industry today. This is from the school department. Do I have a motion to forward this on to the agenda committee?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Kaler. Do I have a second? Would you hit your button, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Moon. Is there any discussion or any questions on this particular resolution?
I have 4.
Okay. Ms. Hannum has 4. Troy, will you come up, please?
Hi, Troy.
I'm sorry, wait a second.
I have 4, and if you don't mind, I'll just ask them all at once so that we can kind of move through. Is that okay? Sure. Okay. The first one is, I think I can talk where everyone can hear, is do we currently have a cost center for the equipment that you're talking about to put this in? Where's it going to be placed within the budget itself?
The account cost center that the state's instructed us to place these funds is 71,300, object code 730.
Okay.
And we currently have that account 71,300 is set up.
Okay, that was my question.
Yes.
Is it already set up?
Yes.
The second one was, I read somewhere in all the documentation that approval has to be given for the equipment. Who makes that approval?
I'm sorry. Ask that one more time.
It says in the descriptions in some of the wording that we had in the packet that there had to be full approved equipment list. Who makes that approval, or where does that approval list come from? And who would make those final determinations?
I believe that the approved equipment list was submitted with the application, the Blount County Schools District's application to the state. So that should have been approved when the state approved this grant for us. So I would
Okay.
say that the state approves that list.
Okay, and so it's already done. Thank you.
Yes.
And then the third question is, The grant itself is for the equipment. Following that, there will be recurring expenses for maintenance, for software, for upkeep and that kind of thing. Just want to make sure that the school systems has thought about that.
Well, that's a good point, and that's not included in this year's budget. Hopefully, the new equipment won't need that, but we'll need to consider that next year. I don't know what that might be in terms of preventative or recurring maintenance or any kind of repairs or anything like that. I don't know what that would be for this kind of equipment, but I'll certainly go back. I think Denso may be a resource to help us with that if there's anything like that. But I'll have to work with the teachers and find out more about that. But we'll have to include that in our operating budget next year.
Okay, all right. And the very last one that I'm not quite clear on is for the purchase of the equipment itself. Does the school pay first and then you get reimbursed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion or any other questions? Seeing none, I'll ask for a vote, please.
Five yes, 0 no, motion passes.
Thank you. Resolution 17-097002, also with the school system, establish a mini grant for early literacy, the Read to Be Ready program. Do I have a motion to send this on to the agenda committee?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Commissioner Moon, seconded by Ms. Hannum. Do I have any discussion or any questions on this resolution? Seeing none, I'll ask for a vote, please.
Five yes, 0 no, motion passes.
Next up is EFC, Resolution 17-09-003. This also for the school systems is $417,657. Summary judgment on the BC Education Association versus the BC BOE out of Chancery Court. Do I have a motion to send this on to the agenda committee? Moved by Ms. Hannum, second by Commissioner Lewis. Do I have any questions or any discussion on this?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
one quick question. The requested amount, will that resolve all of this question or problem, this issue? And I do appreciate your call back today, Mr. Logan.
You're welcome. This amount will settle there were two suits that were combined in this judgment. One was on 2011, 2012, and that's what this money would settle, is for that fiscal year 2011, 2012. The other suit was 2010, 2011. That was dismissed by the judge, so that's not part of this. We don't have to pay anything on that. However, the BCA has filed a motion for pre-judgment interest. That the hearing on that would be before Judge Harrington has not been set yet. So if this is approved, which we're asking for your approval, I still will not make payment on this until that motion on prejudgment interest has been heard and settled one way or the other.
Okay. Any other questions or discussions on this? Seeing none, I'll ask for the vote, please.
Five yes, 0 no, motion passes.
Item F is for possible, these are possible action items just for discussion only. Item 1 is grant application request from the Blount County Sheriff's Office for $20,153 for the JAG interoperable radio equipment enhancement. There's no match, no reoccurring. And item 2 is the grant application request from the library for $6,000 for the LSTA technology grant. This is no match and no reoccurring.
They aren't recurring.
Huh?
They are both recurring.
Oh, they are recurring? Okay, never mind, because that leads into where I'm going with this. What I want to point out is that these are 2 items that were for information only and do not require this budget committee to act. But I do want to say that our grant processes that was approved by the commission are going to have to be looked at. These 2 grants have already been applied for prior to coming in front of the budget committee. I do not support any further grants that do not fall in line with our grant procedures that were adopted by the commission in February of 2013. However, there are extenuating circumstances, these 2 grants being one of them, that shorten their deadlines or other scenarios surrounding these timelines in which we have to apply for grants. Then we need to take a look at this grant procedure and make some amendments or adjustments to our requirements so that our grants have an opportunity to follow the guidelines that we have adopted. I appreciate all our department heads in seeking this grant funding to help offset our budgets, and I in no way want for it to seem that we're not wanting to apply and seek out these grants. But if we're going to be in compliance with the grant application process that was adopted by the county commission, then we're going to have to look at either some amendments or some changes into that process, and that will again need to go in front of the commission if we're going to continue to get these types of grants, and we are. So I just want to make the budget committee aware that this is something we're going to have to look at so that we can stay transparent and stay in compliance with what the commission has set as the way of doing business in Blount County. Financial reports are in there. They're for information only. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr.